Prostitution is one of the oldest crimes in human history. Even during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the practice of prostitution still existed. In the city of Mecca, there were women who openly offered themselves to men. Adultery was considered normal before Islam came with teachings that honored human dignity. After the Quranic verses prohibiting adultery were revealed, the Prophet conveyed them as part of a moral movement. He approached the issue with gentleness and compassion, not with violence or raids. There are two noteworthy stories that illustrate how the Prophet dealt with prostitution and its transformation after the arrival of Islam. First story. Marsad ibn Abi Marsad and anew. Marsad ibn Abi Marsad was a companion of the Prophet who once had a relationship with a woman named Anew, who was known to be a prostitute. After embracing Islam, Marsad returned to Mecca and encountered Anew again. She invited him to sleep with her, but Marsad refused and remained steadfast in his commitment to chastity. When he returned to Medina, Marsad went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked if he could marry Anew in order to avoid falling into sin. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not respond immediately until the third verse of Surah An-Nur was revealed. The fornicator man does not marry except a fornicator woman or a polytheist, and the fornicator woman does not marry except a fornicator man or a polytheist. Surah An-Nur, verse 3. This verse served as guidance that marriage is best suited between individuals who uphold their moral integrity. The second story, a man and a former prostitute. This story is narrated by Abdullah ibn Mughaffal. It tells of a man who once tried to seduce a woman who had previously been a prostitute before she accepted Islam. He flirted with her and even attempted to touch her in hopes of convincing her to commit adultery. But the woman firmly refused. She told him that she had now embraced Islam and no longer associated partners with Allah. Upon witnessing this incident, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You are a man whom Allah wills good for. If Allah intends good for a servant, He hastens his punishment in this world." These stories show how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam never dealt with sin through violence or public punishment. Instead, he applied preventative and educational approaches to guide people away from sin. And for those who had already fallen into sin, he showed them the way back to goodness. Follow or subscribe now. May Allah ease your path to paradise.